All right, what's up, everybody? We are here for first ever MarxTakes live. Make sure that the audio. I am still kind of figuring stream out a bit, and yep, yeah, it's working. Yeah, so I'm just making sure that audio's on. I always forget StreamYard flips the camera, which is always a jump scare. So I'm excited to be hopping on, breaking down the games and talking college playoffs, some best bowl games. I think right now for today's show I'm going to talk the two playoff games, and then USC Tulane, and then what was the other one? The Rose Bowl, so Penn State Utah, and then I want to talk some MLB future. So that's kind of early because it's what I want to kind of. I kind of the baseball fever right now, just with the trade deadline stuff going on. So I want future some value out there. So yeah, first off, if you're following the House Enterprise show, our weekly college pick'em show, you would know that this person right here is in first place, and it's close. It's like getting really sweaty. I'm like percentage point will, I believe, but I didn't take anything last weekend for Navy. Like, I generally don't know anything of either of those teams. So exactly where we're at now, but we're bringing the show back for this week for the bowl game. So I'm excited. In first place, so I feel a bit of pressure, and if you're not first, you're last. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but overall, I'm excited. I was thinking last at one point too. I think it was two consecutive weekends where I went 5-1, and that was kind of like playing first. So yeah, let's just get into it. We're gonna be talking CFP playoffs, UGA, OSU, and UMich TCU. Okay, so as a USC fan, I just want to say that it makes me sick to see State in the. It's just they're the only team that could lose to another team in their conference in a blowout and still get to the college football playoff. Like if you think any other school and blown out at home to a conference opponent, they're done. Season's over. Like better luck next year. But no, Ohio State still makes it, and they are the luckiest team of all time. I get that little rant out. I'm gonna have to spend my whatever day it is. I'm gonna have to spend my Monday the second watch USC and Tulane bowl. But yeah. So anyways, let's get. I feel like, what about TCU Michigan first? So Michigan right now is favorite against TCU. This game is Saturday, December 31st, New Year's Eve. That's a Saturday this year. That's cool. Anyways, so Michigan 8-point favorite and minus 105 on DraftKings, plus 8 minus 115. The over under is 58.5, and Min is a minus 05 money line. So big favorites, University of Michigan, and kind of leaning towards TCU plus 8. Just fact, I love Max Duggan. I think that he really made a push towards the end of the season for the Heisman. I knew that Caleb Williams was gonna win the Heisman, but after I don't know, he's the only person who's genuinely he could award. The rest of them I was like no way. And he made such a late towards the end that I was like, especially that last game where they almost won. He held them back, and on the other hand, USC went out feebly against us. So it's like I was like, oh my gosh, he literally just won the Heisman. So obviously he didn't, but he gets to play in the college football playoff. So I really like TCU here plus 8. I know Michigan is obviously their football program. they're going to be quorum is done for the year, and I just like to keep it close here. I'm interested to see where this game is. Not that like, it's usually split 50-50, like usually split 50 fan wise, but sometimes you never know. It could be like you just never know. But I really like TCU um underdog story, and possibly if you're giving me a touchdown with TCU, I really like it. I think Max Duggan's second. Okay, will not won't tell me where the game is, but let's see here. Fiesta. Let's see here. This is also interesting because I think this is like one year where the 12 team playoff were back because there were so many like games, like people OSU's meh, and like they made it. Like some it really just is like dependent on the sometimes there's eight like amazing that could easily make the playoff, and then this year there was like barely four. Kind of like raise the conversation if it kind of raises like the conversation is 12 much. I don't know, honestly. Again, I think it's like situationally, but yeah. So with there, I'm honestly like Michigan doesn't really scare me at all. If I was a TCU fan, I really wouldn't be scared. So I like TCU +8, and I'm trying to see like the breakdown. It's harder for me to access DraftKings right now because I'm in California, so I can't log account, which is so frustrating. And on to Action Network, it's so frustrating because when I was in New York, so easy, and now obviously it's borderline impossible here to place bets in California. It's the worst. All right. I'm on at work. Let's see here. Yeah. All right, we got the bowls. Fucking bowl games, crazy, best time of the year. Okay, so right now, 60% is on Michigan -8. And 3% of the bets are on Michigan. So I kind of like TCU, but people are like slamming Michigan. It's now apparently to 9.5. -9 TCU +9.5. I really like T +9.5. And I honestly, I feel like I would make that bet on the Pick'em show this week. I don't really know what games we're doing because it's kind of far ahead, but I really like TCU +9.5. Or I guess it opened at 9. Or wait, this website is so confusing sometimes. Or no, I guess it's plus. I would still take that any which way. I think it may be shrinking. So I'm going to take TCU +8 for sure. And let's see, under where is it? What was it? 58.5 was it? 58.5. That's tough. I kind of like the under 58.5. It's a lot of points. Like, is a team going to score 8 or like that's a lot? It's a lot of points. 58.5. I caught the under there, to be honest with you. All right. Move to our next game, which is Ohio State and 1 versus 4, and Georgia is a 6.5 point favorite, and this is be in Atlanta, and Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Over under 62.5 points. Georgia is a -260 money line. Ohio State +220. I love Georgia -6.5 here. I think they're going to just like steamroll. I know everybody's Ohio State. Like, we give them like a second life. We gave them, like the season starts or whatever. They have been for a really long time now, but they skated for a long time. About the Maryland game, and they finally got exposed, and now they have to play this team. Georgia's on a planet, another planet, skill wise, talent wise, coaches, everything. And you know what they say about Ryan? Born on third. He was born on third base. He hit a triple, or exact quote. I need to get it. And such a good quote. And see, Ryan Day, third base quote. Sometimes people that are standing on third base think they hit a triple, but they didn't. Yeah, he was born base, and I really think OSU is going to get exposed. I think it's a home game pretty much. Georgia, think about the SEC game. It's a little bit unfair. They get the SEC championship game in Atlanta, and then they also the Chick-fil-A Peach Atlanta. It's a lot of like home cooking there for them, but you're the number one team in the country, I guess. Yes, but I love Georgia, and I'm going to be taking the first half line as well. Georgia, -3 or whatever. I guess half or 3 or whatever. I think they're going to steamroll. Like I know everybody says, "Oh, we gave them, we gave them a second wind or whatever to their season." Their season was over a while ago. His name is not playing the guy who was on. Well, he's been injured anyways. But Jackson, that guy who was like in Dave Portnoy's like, you don't want that smoke, and then he out of the game. But he's been out for a while, but he's like star receiver. And yeah, so he's been out for a couple weeks, but they're gonna be without him. I think CJ Stroud is he goes the fraud line. I think sometimes, and big game I just like seeing like a big choke, and that's why I'm gonna be taking Georgia all the way. Like I think it's like that. You don't really need to overthink. It's Georgia all the way, and that might be like a game of the year. Even though it would be the last day to do the game here, the 31st. I may do it. Do a game of the year on the 31st. I have not done a game yet. I had a game, or did I? Was it this year? Actually, it was. I had an I think game of the year that lost badly, and I would say that was this year, but I don't remember. It's been so long, and I think it was this year. I think it was the wild card game for the playoffs, and the Rams and the Cardinals played. Don't remember, but I think it was this year. I have not done a college football in the year yet. I'm debating doing that, but I will let you guys know. I need to do a little bit more research, and then I'll talk to you on that. But it might happen. Sorry, I was checking the audio. God, it's such a jump scare that it like flips the camera, and you can't. It looks normal. When I go on the street, it's like flipped. So interesting. But yeah. So those are the college football play. Those are my picks: TCU and Georgia. Subject to possible change, but though I'm leaning right. So we'll see. So let's get into the two others that I want to talk about. What's the Rose Bowl, which is Penn State, Utah, a 2.5 point favorite, over under 52.5. Utah -1 money line, Penn State plus 120. So this is close. They're expecting a field game here, and I agree with them. I think I would take Utah just because so like, after watching them in the 12 championship, they run the ball so well. Their defense is so an overall. So I'm so bitter still from the Pac-12 title game, but their quarterback, which is pretty good. Cameron Rising, he fucking owned us. He literally owns the University of Southern California. Yeah. So I kind of like Utah in the Rose Bowl. Also think about like geographically, they're going to be fucking coming, man. Like coming from Utah. Penn State is far. There's definitely some alumni here in LA, but I think about like the herds of people coming from the University of Utah to come to the Rose Bowl, and it's going to be intense, I think. And so I like Utah again to win the Rose Bowl. Not again, but they're in the Rose Bowl. They lost last year in a close. I like them to win this year, and I like it. Do they? I think so. Like a field goal game. That's a cover, and yeah. If you're feeling scared about Reds, take the money line -140. Still solid value there. If I was in the state of New York, in a legal betting state, I would totally take Utah -140. If I was in New York, I would parlay actually these four games together. Probably money line parlay. I'd probably take Michigan, Georgia, LSU, and then you got to hit one more. So you like Utah, and that would be like really solid. I hit some good parlays when I was. I hit like 2 plus like 285 or something. They were solid parlays, and they were sometimes thrown together at the crack of dawn on a Saturday morning. Violently hungover. I wake up. I'm on DraftKings. I'm checking the lines. I'm like, bing, bang, 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 and then place it. And then I'm like out in the middle of the day. I'm like half dead, half alive, and I'm checking it. I'm like, this is gonna. I was at the Phillies game. I was like, this is gonna hit. Like this is actually going to hit right now. And I'm telling you, some of the best parlay at 8:30 in the morning. Violently hungover, going to get bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm telling you. Maybe the key to hitting parlays. And I think I went like 3-1, placing parlays in that way. Let's overthink it. That's all I'm saying. Don't overthink it. But yeah. So I like Utah there. And the final game, Tulane versus USC Cotton Bowl. Uh-oh. Breaking news. We have breaking news. Right-hander Chris Bassett and the Toronto Blue Jays are in agreement on a 3-year, $63 million contract pending physical. Okay. He was not built for New York. I'll tell you that. Not built for New York. He crumbled, and when lights were the brightest, he appeared. And I hope he has fun into with their very serious COVID vaccine laws, because I'm actually not even sure. Yeah, that was breaking news. 3 years, $63 million deal, and yes, he was not built for New York. I'll tell you that. All right, back to USC, and we'll talk if we have time. Back to USC. USC -1.5 against Tulane in the Cotton Bowl. I'm going to tell you now. Do not place a bet on this until Caleb Williams' report is announced. Do not bet on this game. I'm telling you now. Do not do it. Do not place a bet on this now, because there is a high chance that he does not play. He was very injured in the Pac-12 champ game. I'm not sure what it was, like a hamstring. There is a I would say a high likelihood that he does not play in this game, and I think we are going to have opt-outs or from the USC side, and it's sad, but really it's sad, but I think people are last year's Rose Bowl when OSU, like everybody opted out, and I think it's similar to that, where there might be some opt-outs that people out, but I think Caleb Williams actually could not play because he isn't. So I'm telling you now, do place a bet until the injury is announced, until there is a solidified update on Caleb Williams' health. And yeah, so but if Caleb is announced playing, I imagine this line significantly, probably to 4.5, 5 points to USC. But right now, it is still giving USC a slight for Tulane, but with the kind of unpredictable nature of Caleb Williams' injury, it's not 5 points. It's up as 4.5, 5, and then as the news started to trickle out about his injury, it shrunk, and if Caleb Williams is to play, I feel this could honestly be a pick'em, truly a pick, because he didn't even know the backup quarterback for USC, but I think he's that solid, if I'm being honest with you. And without Caleb Williams, they're dead. So it'll be interesting to kind of gauge this and see how it goes. But I would say right now to be extra cautious, really kind of do not bet until Caleb Williams, because that's how your money sucked up. Is if somebody places a bet and he does end up playing and they get smoked solid. I think I do really like the over in this game. Over 1, there's going to be no defense. We also saw the US defense in the Pac-12 championship game. They gave up 40-something. They're horrible. Tulane also gave up a lot of points to UCF. Neither of these teams play defense. It's going to be a shootout if Caleb Williams. So if he is playing, over. I'm telling you, over. So all right. So now we have minutes to talk some of my favorite baseball. You can't see it, but Mets flag, like thing a little bit. There's just a Mets flag right there. I'm still kind of trying to figure out like area. This is a good area over here. I have a small table here for another TV, but this kind of nice backdrop over here. So yeah, they made some moves last week, and they have a luxury tax of about $350 million, and they're Stu, Big Cat Dave. So they have a huge luxury tax, and I don't care. I know a lot of people are about it, and like they're upset. Whatever, like the Mets are spending a lot of money, but look at our fucking rotation. We have Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, Guy Senga, who I personally have never heard of. I'm just checking the deal on this thing, but I personally never heard of. But a friend of mine said it's the equivalent of it's the equivalent Walker Buehler. I was like, could you maybe compare him to a LB player that I am with? And he said a healthy Walker Buehler. So I was like, okay, like this is, I'll take that as our third start. But health is wealth. If those three stay healthy, then of course, that's the arguably the best position in baseball. And then resigns to a massive. I really like Nimmo because he's the epitome of a player who, he was the Mets. He, grew up with Mets. He's been in the farm system, and he's excelled into this amazing, and he chose to stay for 8 years, and he's a Met for life. Like, he's not somebody who's bouncing around. Like he loves New York Mets. He loves the fans, and I mean, I connect that. Like, we don't see that often anymore in sports. Like, most people now just the bag, or they do like what Kevin doing, like just go to super teams. He I'm gonna stay in New York, and Irish. Like, again, we don't see that much. We don't see much of that anymore in professional sports, which is sad, but change. So anyways, I'm really looking forward to the Mets season. I really am. It ends the same way: pain, misery, suffering. But you could like I following for the entire year last year, and the collapse at the end was mentally exhausting things that I had ever gone through. But I literally wouldn't do it away. It was so fun. I can't even describe it. Like, going to the Mets at the field is the funnest thing ever. But also, like, I went to Dodger Stadium, went to Angel Stadium. I full West Coast tour with them, and then like 50 City Field, and obviously it ended, early, and it was about a week of suffering. My Instagram got shut down, but I'm telling you, there's not many things in life than summer baseball, or fall baseball, or I would from like June to October. There's not many better things in life than going to a baseball game in that time period. I went Sunday night baseball, Padres Mets in July, and there's not many better environments than that one. And I've been to some pretty sick sporting events. I've been in the Super Bowl. I've been to the Sweet 16, to the National Championship for basketball. I've been to like the March Madness National Championship. Never been to college football. I've been to bowl, and I can say that Monday night baseball game was a better environment than all of those that I named. And so I'm very, very excited. So I do want to quick about like 3 minutes or so. Just look at the future for MLB, if they're even up. Yeah, here we go. MLB NL. Oh wait, not. Where is it? Let's see here. So Astros number one, Dodgers are number. Oh wait, this is on DraftKings. I feel like this is not accurate. Astros number one plus 550. Next plus 700. The Dodgers have not upgraded their roster at all. The Yankees are plus 900. The Padres are plus 1,000. The Mets are plus 1,000. The Braves are plus 1,000. The Blue Jays plus 1,200. Phillies plus 1,300. Mariners 1,500. And the Cardinals plus 2,200. I feel like it's not up to all. But God, who knows? The Yankees, that's crazy. That the third ranked, like third favorite to win the World. That's absolutely insane. I don't bet future on the Mets, because that's just like too much for me to handle. I don't really bet on team I root for, because it's just too exhausting. But I look at the National League, and they're plus 475 to win the National League, and they're the same. The Padres, the Braves. I kind of love that plus 475. American League, the Astros at plus 275. But it was my mind that the Dodgers, who have not really made any significant upgrades to their team, are plus 330 to win now, and they're favored. They're the favorite to win the World Series. I don't really think it's really hard to go back in baseball. I don't think the Astros are going to go back to back. It's very hard. They lost Verlander. They picked up for White Sox, Abreu or where, and so though that's solid, but it's very hard. However, I don't think there's a team right now in the AL that's close to them. According to Jacob deGrom, the Texans, he said our World Series contender. He wanted to contend for a World Series. They're plus 3,500. Jacob deGrom. That's the last I'll talk about him. And that's I'm going to end the show. And yeah, if you really enjoyed this first show, we'll be back live Wednesday, same time, Monday, Wednesday. We'll run it back. Hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see you later. Peace.